Hello everyone, it's Dr. Rafael Gutierrez, Karate Doctor, and today I'm going to answer something that a couple people had asked me about, and it's about weight loss. And the reason people asked me about it is someone said that they noticed that I look like I lost a lot of weight between the beginning of last month and the last video I made. And I did lose a lot of weight actually, and I did it in a specific way which works for me. And if you are interested in weight loss and you want to try it, I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. Now, before I actually mention that, I'm going to tell you one thing that I think is important to know. I've never tried to lose weight before in my life, but I ended up getting to the point where I was 230, 240 pounds, and I felt that it was time for me to lose weight. So my girlfriend thought it was time for me to lose weight as well. And what I did is I ended up sitting down and looking at the numbers. Now I'm actually lucky because I'm 5'8", and so most dietary articles, most dietary research uses the average person, which is 5'8" male. And so I know that my pretty much ideal weight should be about 160 pounds. I actually, like I said, was 240, which is actually quite a bit higher, and I ended up losing actually I went to 190, so let's say I lost 40 pounds. Still have a while to go, right? But I did it and I didn't feel like I lost anything, and that's actually why I'm going to do that, why I'm going to tell you about it, especially if you're interested in weight loss and losing weight yourself. The reason I was able to do it is I took the numbers. Now the numbers exist, they're there, and nobody tends to look at them. Usually what ends up happening is people read a book or hear something or hear that someone lost weight using this diet, and that's what they go for. The problem with that is a lot of these weight loss programs are not really meant to get you to lose weight and keep it off. They're meant to make money off of you. Sadly, even certain recommendations that are supposed to be made, which are scientifically based, are actually made hoping to make money off of you. If you've actually looked at any documentaries on how they ended up deciding the guidelines for diets, you'll notice that scientists were on one side and they were making certain recommendations, and corporations that sold food products, manufactured food, were on the other, saying that they didn't want those recommendations, they wanted theirs. And you had politicians siding with the corporations a lot of times. It's like they don't want to have the scientists. What does someone who spent 8 years studying a subject know about that subject? It's a person who's making money off of your health. That's the person we need to listen to. Now, it's like a lot of these politicians don't care if they sell poison to babies as long as someone's making money off of it. Now, I'm going to, again, tell you my experience, how I did it, and why it worked for me. Now, and like I said, the nice thing about it is, for me, is I'm pretty simple. I'm the average person, apparently, who just happens to weigh more. So, there's actually something called the body mass index. If you are 5'8" and you weigh 230 pounds, you actually fall into the morbidly obese category. And one of the things is, most people now are saying that about half the population is either morbidly obese, or obese. So you're actually, if you're one of the people who is like me, you are actually still in that category of having your weight be an issue about your health. Right now with COVID, if you're more obese or morbidly obese, you're at an increased risk of dying if you get COVID. By the way, I do want to mention, I have talked to a couple people who had reactions with COVID, and if you actually look at the CDC website, it tells you if you get the first shot and you have a reaction, any sort of bad reaction, you should talk to your doctor before you get the second one. And he's the one who's going to tell you if you should take it or not. So there are some people who, if you had a small allergic reaction and you take the second one, it's going to be worse. But let's move on to weight loss. So, as I'm lucky, I am the ideal person who needs to have 2,000 calories total for my life. Now, if I'm really active, it might be more. If I'm less active, maybe a little less. But on average, it's 2,000. I'm assuming I'm about less than average activity and under normal conditions, or what I was, because my only real physical activity was practicing and doing karate. I didn't add anything else, which you're going to. Now, of that, people actually are surprised about this, but more than 60% of your caloric intake should be carbohydrates and simple sugars. Now, a lot of people, wait, no, protein, that's what everyone needs. No, you look at all the studies out there. Simple carbohydrates are what you need. Now, in this case, what we're talking about is 1,200 calories. And don't worry, I'm gonna write it up again with when we deal with grams and stuff. Now, when you're dealing with protein, less than 20% of your caloric intake should be protein. That means we're talking about 400 calories should come from protein. And fat should be less than 20% should come from fat, so 400 kilocalories. Now, for a lot of people, this may be like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Check the numbers. Go online. Look at what biochemists, what nutrition, PhDs in nutrition, what dietitians are actually telling you. Do not look at someone who's a health guru telling you what to do. Now, because the reason is, these are the numbers that the body actually needs. Now, I'm going to erase this slide here because I'm going to tell you now how many grams of everything you should have. Now, grams of pretty much carbohydrates and sugar. The amount you should have is 300 grams. We'll put carb, sugar. So, 300 grams should be carbs or sugar. It's a lot, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. Of the protein, you should only have maximum 100 grams of protein. Again, people are probably looking at this thinking, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. I was told we need a lot of protein. Most people take too much protein, and your body actually needs more carbs. For instance, your brain, your kidney, and a lot of other systems in your body, your nervous system, need sugar to function properly. If you don't have enough sugar, those systems shut down. But remember, this is out of a 2,000 kilocalorie diet. Now, for fats, you actually get 9 grams of fat, 9 calories per gram of fat. So we actually do require less fat than people realize. We actually only need 44 grams of fat. Now, with this, you can see certain things. Maximum grams of fat you can have, 44. Maximum protein, 100. Maximum sugar, starch, anything else is about 300. You're going to actually make up a bit more, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. These are the numbers you actually want to look at. Like I said, this is for someone who's my height if you want to reach your ideal body weight. Okay. So what are we going to do first? Well, I would tell people to start this on Monday, because what I found is you're going to have a diet that you're going to follow Monday through Friday-ish. Friday night, you can actually modify it, and Sunday night, you're going to actually modify a little bit there too. But for the most part, Monday through Friday, you're going to do certain things. The weekends are yours. The first thing you're going to do, if you really want to lose weight, is cut out what a lot of people call hidden calories. Hidden calories are the things people eat that they don't even realize that they're eating. What I mean by that is this. If you have a soda, let's say a Coke, those are actually hidden calories, because most people drink a Coke and they don't think, hey, I'm having 100 calories. I'm actually taking away a big chunk of the sugars that I'm supposed to have. So you don't think about that. Potato chips, again, people eat potato chips and don't think of, oh, well, this is sugar that I'm not supposed to have. Energy drinks are another thing that people don't realize. The other thing that's big is coffee. A lot of people will end up going to a coffee shop, getting a large caramel frappuccino, and they don't think about this as being calories. But when you actually look at how many calories they have in there, you can get pretty surprised. I just drink regular coffee or tea now. Only occasionally I do that coffees that I taste really sweet and are desserts. So this is actually what we're going to deal with, is these numbers. So you're going to get rid of all your empty calories. Any candy bars that you buy, any sweeteners that you use for your coffee, you're not going to use that anymore. What you can do, by the way, is you're going to use a cup of milk, measure it out, and you can use that for your coffee if you need something. You can drink coffee. You're going to drink a lot of water. But anything with sugar or sweetener, throw it out. Now, I'm going to actually tell you how bad sodas and energy drinks are. The American Pediatric Association has actually guidelines for children, and they say that the sodas and energy drinks and sport drinks as well, all three of them are actually classified about the same, have direct links to childhood obesity. I'm going to repeat that. Sport drinks, sodas, and energy drinks have direct links to childhood obesity. If you have kids and you have this, or if you're under 18 and you're using these, you're going to become obese. That's the way it is. Now, if you're an adult and you're drinking this, you're probably going to become obese too. It's just the AMA hasn't put an official stance on these things cause obesity. So you're going to get rid of that. You're going to get rid of your French fries for the week. You're going to get rid of all these big empty calories. And you're also going to add a couple things. What you're going to do is, on the first day, you're going to walk 1 mile. On the second day, you're going to walk 2 miles. And you're going to see how you feel, and you're going to adapt to this. So for instance, if you walk 1 mile and everything hurts, then realize that that's where your maximum is. You may actually have to work up. Ideally, you want to actually work up to 5 miles a day. Just walking, not a big deal. If you walk at an average pace of 3 miles, most people walk about a pace of 3 miles per hour. So you'll actually tell you when you actually get to 5 miles, it might take you an hour and ish to get there. Now, that's all you're trying to do, is you're trying to just walk 5 miles a day. Now, that doesn't mean, I'm going to put on my, what do they call it? The thing that measures how many steps you take. And it's like, look, I walked 5 miles. No, take it off. Walk 5 miles. Don't worry about, isn't this going to throw off the other steps that I have to take? No, you're adding these 5 miles. And you're going to do that until you feel comfortable. Once you feel comfortable with that, you're going to actually add different things. I actually would tell people, in this case, especially if you're trying to do it for weight loss and you're trying to actually get your numbers, treadmills are actually really good. So if you have access to a treadmill, walk your 1 mile, adding one every day. And then when you feel comfortable, you can actually start inclining, start speeding up. But for now, just dealing with the 1 mile a day and getting rid of all these extra calories. Now, the reason I'm telling you to start this on Monday is because you need the weekend to go shopping. And what you're going to buy is 10 apples and 10 bananas. And when you go to work, you're going to take 2 apples with you and 2 bananas. Anytime you feel like, I would have liked to have a candy bar from the machine, take either an apple or a banana and eat that. By the way, that's going to add to the sugars that you're going to eat. Well, I don't want that to be the only thing. By the way, you're going to have a normal lunch and dinner. I don't want you to change your lunch and dinner except for the soda. And if you eat French fries every day, no longer get French fries. So you'd actually, let's say you eat a cheeseburger every day. You're still going to eat your cheeseburger, but you're going to have it with water, and you're not going to have French fries. That's the only thing you're actually going to change. You're also going to change one other thing the first week. And that is, you're going to have a breakfast, which is what I was eating for breakfast, which worked out really well for me. Now, before I actually tell you this, I want to tell you another thing that I noticed. I've talked to people who tell me it's expensive to eat healthy. And one of the things I actually realize is, if you're going out to eat healthy, it's expensive. But if you're actually eating healthy on your own, it's a lot more expensive. It's a lot more expensive to eat unhealthy. I'm going to tell you one thing I ended up realizing. When I did this, I wanted to see what the average person spends on food per day. And it came out to about $7 per meal, or $21 a day is what actually I found. I actually thought that was pretty high, and then I started looking at, well, if you have fast food for lunch and dinner, you actually reach there pretty quick. The meal that I'm actually going to tell you to eat from Monday to Friday, if you just ate it 1 week and threw everything away at the end of the week, it would end up actually costing you $13 for the week. So it's a lot less than the $7 a day that you would be if you're eating your breakfast out every day. The apples and bananas will probably be one of the more expensive things. And you're going to, like I said, drink water or coffee without sweetener. Anytime, if you want to drink coffee, you should drink it with, and you want to put something in it, put a cup of milk in it, maximum. Now, the breakfast. What you're going to eat for breakfast, when you hear about it, most people are going to say, wait a minute, that's horrible. You should not eat that. It's too much of XYZ. I know because people have said this before. Well, most people don't look at the numbers, and that's actually why I'm doing it. Now, if you can't eat this, and you want to do it because you might have gout, or you might have a religious practice that doesn't allow you to eat certain things, substitute it. What I mean by that is, if I'm going to tell you actually to eat bacon in the morning. If you can't eat bacon because you don't eat bacon for religious reasons, switch it for turkey bacon, or switch it for some other meat that you would actually eat for breakfast. If you're a vegetarian, you can actually switch it for tofu. It's okay. Now, right away that I told you that you're going to eat bacon, some of you may be like, wait a minute, what's going on? So this is what your breakfast is going to be. You're going to take one half a strip of bacon. So that's part of your breakfast is 1/2 a strip of bacon. 1 egg. You're going to have 1/2 a tomato. Now, I mentioned spinach. You're going to eat a lot of spinach, and that's actually why if you have gout, you may want to find some other green leafy vegetable you can eat that doesn't irritate gout or other aspects. You're going to have 1 cup of spinach. One piece of toast, whole wheat, and 1/2 a slice of cheese. And we're not done. One other thing that I want you to have, and that is 1 green onion. Okay, now, how are you going to eat this? Well, you can actually cook all this. You can actually mix it all, throw it all in a pot, mix it together, call it a scramble, or you can actually cook each one of these things individually, or you can keep certain things raw, up to you. But this is what you're going to have every morning for breakfast. Now, like I said, some people will say, well, you shouldn't eat bacon. Well, big thing I'm going to tell you is it's not completely accurate. I actually went and looked at how much this meal would have caloric intake wise. And what I found is it ended up having about 233 calories from carbs. It had 76 from protein. And it had, where did I put that? And it had 91 from fat. You actually put this all together, what you end up having is about let's see, so that's 3, 6, is it 9 or, I'm sorry, that was 199 is actually here. Now, from fat, sugar, and what you have is 10, 18, that's 10, 20, so that's 408 calories total. Out of those 408 calories, what you'll notice is it actually pretty closely matches the 60, 20, 20. A little bit more fat than you would expect, but don't worry, you're going to actually make that up with the sugar, the apples and bananas that you're going to eat. Now, you would do that for the first week. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's yours. Well, Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, it's yours. You're still going to be walking that 1 mile, adding the 1 mile every day. So you're going to do 1 mile the first day, 2 miles the second day, 3 miles the third, 4, 5. And then on Saturday, you're going to walk your 5 miles again, but you can eat whatever you want. Sunday is your day of rest, right? And then Monday, you actually would start again. This time, you would actually your diet will change a little bit by changing your lunch. And what you would do in lunch is you take pretty much your toast, 2 pieces of whole wheat toast. You would get rid of your egg on this one. You'd still have the same breakfast, by the way. You'd still have your second strip of bacon, so your half tomato, 2 toast, your cheese, your green onion, and this would be your sandwich, which you'd take to work with you, or you'd eat it at home. And you still have your 2 bananas and 2 apples every day at work, so you can actually make sure you eat pretty much you still feel full. And yes, you're still going to have your half a cup, I erase it. You are going to put your half a cup of spinach in this too. So your cup of spinach in this. So you're going to actually have 2 cups of spinach a day. That's why it's important if you have gout not to do this diet. I would actually tell you so far, like I said, this is 2 weeks worth, and you'll notice that I've left dinner for you, whatever you normally eat. But remember, avoid French fries, avoid the sides that they usually sell you at fast food places. Even the salads there are usually not good for you. So if you go to a fast food fried chicken place, get your fried chicken breast, no sides, no soda. That's the only thing you're going to eat if you have that for dinner. And this should actually help you actually lose weight relatively quickly for the first 2 weeks. There is actually something that I've done for the 3rd week, and that is eliminate the breakfast that I have here. And instead what you'd have is 2 pieces of toast and an avocado with salt and pepper and a little bit of lemon juice. And lunch, again, the same, and you continue this. You always do your 5 miles. After the first week, you always do your 5 miles a day. And the weekends, you always have off. Big thing that I actually will tell you that I noticed when I did this is the weekends I actually started eating a little healthier. And even when I didn't eat healthy, the amount that I ate came down. And the reason was I started not feeling good if I ate too much or too unhealthy. What I mean is, it's like if I would have a half a large pepperoni pizza, which is what I normally used to eat, on Monday I would feel sluggish. Those 5 miles would feel like they took forever. And so I actually did get a lot better at that. And so I hope this helps. I hope if you're trying to lose weight, you can actually consider doing this, see if it works for you. There is one other thing I would mention, and that is use a scale. Now what's going to happen is initially you'll lose weight and you'll gain weight. You'll lose weight and you'll gain weight. Weigh yourself first thing in the morning. So you wake up, jump on your scale, see where you are. Now once you start losing weight, like I said, even if it's like you lose a pound, and then if you go up a pound, and by the way, if you lose weight your first week, you'll gain it Monday morning because of what you're going to eat, what you decide to eat Monday morning. Actually, what you decide to eat on the weekend. But it's okay because you're going to continuously do this, and you're going to continuously drop the amount of calories slowly, and giving up things that you're going to realize you probably don't miss as much as you think you will. I hope you enjoy this. I hope this actually works for you as it's been working for me. Like I said, I do use the numbers, And I'm going to continue doing this and continue finding ways to cut pretty much the calories I take, and continue to lose weight. Hopefully in a month or two I will be at the ideal body weight for someone my height, rather than on the overweight or obese category where I'm at right now. I hope you enjoyed this and have a nice day. Any questions, please feel free to put them on. If you actually want to see how I actually do this, because this doesn't take a lot of time. You're talking about 5-10 minutes. Probably the thing that takes the most is cooking the bacon if you're actually doing this. And so one of the things you'll notice is you're only eating one piece of bacon. The second week you're only eating one piece of bacon. Half of it at morning, half of it in the afternoon. And the third day, like I said, you go back to half a piece of bacon, and in the morning you actually switch to a toast with avocado. And I actually really enjoy it. I notice that it fills me up, and I hope you do too. I will say have a nice day, and any questions, feel free, I will answer. And I will actually show you a couple more things that I've done that seem to help. Goodbye.